Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, and so then once that happens, then we're going to be getting geared up to go to COP29 to talk about and meet with major funders for food security, because there's a lot of concern about that, and you'll see when in this video we'll be talking about there's 60-70 billion dollars committed right now by different organizations, okay, on food security. So this short video was prepared especially for this event, and it allows me to really compress the information, and then we can talk after this video. So now let's try it.
This presentation will briefly outline an opportunity for substantially increasing funding for food security and climate action in Africa. This opportunity has emerged thanks to the synergy created by several different developments that have occurred simultaneously. The first, and possibly the most important, is the significant increase in funding by the private and public sectors for food security and climate action. For example, at COP28, over 200 organizations around the world committed to providing $7 billion for food security. As well, the World Bank announced it is making available $45 billion globally for food and nutrition security. This bank is also providing substantial funding for climate action. For example, it reported that it delivered $31.7 billion in climate finance in fiscal year 2022. The African Development Bank, or AFDB, indicated it is providing a lending pipeline of $2.9 billion to support Dakar II agricultural delivery compacts in 2024. As well, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, has launched a $500 million fund to channel climate finance to smallholder farmers. Lastly, it has been reported that the Agriculture Innovation Mission for Climate Initiative, which is also known as AIM for Climate, has grown to more than $17 billion at COP28. To access this funding, the following key steps are needed. First, research the full range of funding sources. Next, build connections with funders. Next, engage organizations that have successfully implemented projects and have the capacity to scale up. Then, select appropriate technologies to maximize impact of a project. Finally, prepare and submit credible professional quality bankable proposals. Since most organizations do not have the capacity to implement all these important tasks, we and our partners formed a new organization to provide the needed services to implement these tasks. This organization is called the Alliance for Food Security Action in Africa, or AFSAA. Its main focus is to facilitate funding for sustainable technologies and methodologies to improve food security in Africa. In order to accomplish this goal, it implements several important tasks, including researching potential funders, collaborating with like-minded organizations, engaging with funders, assist its members to develop project proposals, apply to funders along with submitting proposals to them, and follow up with funders. To maximize funding for projects, AFSAA can help organizations access blended finance. Shown here are some blended finance components, starting with loans, which can be guaranteed by the Africa Guarantee Fund. Once a loan guarantee commitment is obtained, AFSAA can then assist organizations to apply for grant funding and or obtain investment from impact investors. If a project is over $10 million in total, a project developer may want to use an online platform called Convergence Finance to attract investments to help reach 100% funding for this project. AFSAA can assist a project developer to access this platform. There are many foundations now publicly supporting climate action. For example, Philanthropy for Climate has now approximately 800 member foundations. There are also many foundations that are part of the Africa Philanthropy Network, as well as the East Africa Philanthropy Network. We expect that most of these foundations support both food security funding as well as climate action. There is a large number of impact investors around the world that are collectively investing hundreds of billions of dollars. For example, according to the Global Impact Investing Network, or GIIN, there are over 1,340 organizations that currently manage approximately $502 billion in impact investing assets worldwide. There are several impact investor organizations around the world. Shown here are three notable ones, starting with the Global Impact Investing Network. Next is the Africa Impact Investing Group, and finally is the Canada Forum for Impact Investment and Development, or CAFIID. There are now several initiatives that facilitate investment in food security and climate solutions. You can consider them components of an ecosystem that can facilitate increased investment in food security and climate solutions. This includes online platforms, project facilitation services, project aggregation, and financial incentives. One key component that is making this opportunity possible are online platforms, such as the International Renewable Energy Agency's Climate Investment Platform, the Energy Transition Accelerator Financing Platform, and Convergence Finance's Investment Platform. These platforms can facilitate connections between project developers and investors. Then a range of complementary services and financial incentives can be accessed to help move projects forward. Another important component is project aggregation. Since very substantial sums of money are managed by large institutional investors that often do not have the administrative capacity to invest in smaller projects, aggregating smaller investments into larger ones is an important part of increasing investment in food security and climate solutions. Fortunately, some large impact investment funds do perform this type of service. In addition, there has been considerable growth of organizations that provide project and business facilitation services over the last several years. They provide a critical service to project developers to help them develop bankable projects and obtain funding for them. Some of the organizations providing business facilitation services can be considered business accelerators and/or incubators. An example project facilitation service provider is the Private Financing Advisory Network, or PFAN. An example business facilitation service provider is the Climate Finance Accelerator, Nigeria. There is a growing range of financial incentives becoming available for